You showed me two men on a desert road looking in the mirror, walking down the street as the only promotion for Lanterns for over a year. And then you release a little teaser of a teaser that's like 7 seconds long that shows them on that same very dirt road that got them to have to walk in that picture in the first place.
Not ready to get up in front of the class until Maureen says you are.
Get this, man. James Gunn, the hell out of here, bro.
Gracias por ver la esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
YouTube, it's your boy Jody Joe. Hello. Been a little bit of a minute. All right, listen, you guys, I haven't really been too excited about James Gunn's DCU. You guys already know that, but this is more of like an updated feel about where I am with what DC is doing versus what Marvel is doing. And subscribe to the channel because I'm going to do a Marvel-based video about what's to come, how I feel about it, my excitement level, and what I think is going to happen. That video is going to come in the near future, so subscribe to Jody's Corner, by the way. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a great day. James Gunn's DCU. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can legitimately say that I didn't give James a chance. Because if they say I didn't, that would be a lie. That's why I feel good putting this video out, talking about this, being honest with you guys, because integrity is important. And even though I'm a little bit DC biased, my channel, I would say 60-40 DC to Marvel, because I grew up on DC. DC means a lot to me. But then Marvel showed me something in 2016. I said, you know, let me give this a chance. Civil War and Winter Soldier, all those great movies made me a stone cold Marvel fan too. So I'm a fan of both. But right now, and my whole life, I've been a little bit more of a DC fan. I can admit that. But what I've always been was honest with myself and honest with you. Even though I have a bias to wanting DC to do better than Marvel, to compete with Marvel, to make Marvel better, I always kept it a buck with Marvel and DC. So all these opinions are 100% truth because, you know, while it might be easy to get 1 million subscribers by lying and manipulating and riding the wave, it's just never been my style. Truth always wins in the end, but that's neither here nor there. I say that just so that you can know that I'm telling the truth in this video. Got nothing to hide. Okay, so I gave James a fair shot. People were in my comments on my live stream saying, oh, James is a weirdo. James is a freak. James is an MCU stan. James is a one-trick pony. James only knows how to MCU the DC. It's over. It's bad. He's not the right guy for the job. And I understood process, but I ignored most of it because all of that was biasness, in my opinion, to the contrary, to make DC not rise. So DCU can't rise up because, man, DC was doing good for those last 2 years, right? And I think that people were trying to get in the way of that. Honestly, we got a fandom full of fanboys and fangirls who have their own interests at heart. But here we are at the end of 2025, looking into 2026. And I have a different perspective on things. Since, you know, a year ago when that Superman teaser came out. Those are some good trailers. Regardless of how you feel about the Superman movie, those trailers were peak. Aside from the suit, never liked the suit and the dog. But now, looking a year after that, I have a different way of thought processes, or my current state of what I feel when I think about DC and what they're doing. So you could very much call this the state of the DCU 2025. James isn't doing too good, y'all. And the first red flag for me was starting the DCU with a cartoon. Yes, Creature Commandos, you guys know about it. Many of you guys haven't even seen it because I can't blame you. It's a cartoon. And who the actual hell are the Creature Commandos. Well, just think of them as a Suicide Squad, a Guardians of the Galaxy. Keep that in mind. That narrative is going to take us all the way to the present. A cartoon to start the DCU, not really a good look in my opinion. I shrugged that off. Then things got a little bit more personal between me and James to the point where I announced a scoop, an exclusive scoop that Waller, the Amanda Waller series, was shelved, scrapped, canceled, done away with. And James quickly, as he said he would do, when somebody calls out a rumor that could potentially hurt people that he works with, he will shoot it down, swat it out the sky. And that's exactly what he did. Via tweet, he said it's absolute bullshit. It's still being written by blah, 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 which effectively called me out. And I took it to the face, to the chin, like, all right, James called me out. He said it's untrue. All right, my sources are pretty solid. Actually, every time I put an exclusive out, it's been 100%. I've never got a scoop wrong. Not once. So this was like, okay, for sure. Maybe I was wrong this time. He was wrong. We were wrong. Okay, we got it. And that was that. Then 6 months, a year goes by. Where's Waller now? They pushed it back. They said we have to release the date later. There's still no release date for it. So as of right now, it's pretty much proven that I was right and James Gunn pretty much lied on me in order to make himself look better. I still don't know why he lied on me. He made me seem like I'm a liar and disingenuous, only for me to be proven right at this point. So that's just a personal thing, right? I still let that slide. In comes Superman. Superman is a film, in my opinion, that is a little bit polarizing, but overall successful when it comes to the mission. What is the mission of Superman? Superman's job was to convert people who are negative on Superman to opening their mind up and giving him a chance. Did James do that? Absolutely. So I'm going to give him a lowercase w for doing the right thing with Superman. There's some personal decisions, like Viltrumite Kryptonian parents. That is the uttermost blasphemy, slap in the face to Superman and his fans that he did in that movie. That's relatively unforgivable. That pissed me off. There's some real shallow narrative in that movie that didn't really help. Superman's a character that you could absolutely dive into, but James just reinforced the stereotype that there is no depth to Superman because Superman was a very shallow movie, surface level. Reminded me of like an MCU movie. Superman was like an MCU movie, and it had a Guardians of the Galaxy feel to it, with Guy Gardner being involved and Mr. Terrific and Lois, them doing the same little Star-Lord action sequence with his little gyro balls. It was a very Guardian scene. You guys know the scene I'm talking about. Moving on, I give Superman a C+, B-. It's floating in that category somewhere, but we're giving it a W. Then what I found out was that, James said he's going to shorten the theatrical box office. Why would you shorten the theatrical box office of Superman when this movie needs to hit standards? Then I realized what he said to Rolling Stone before Superman came out. He said he's not looking for a grand slam or a home run. He's absolutely good with a base hit or a double. He also said that Superman, there's these unrealistic expectations that Superman has to do so well. He says, no, guys, I don't care. I'm not as worried about the other DC movies. I'm worried about my movie. Just as long as my movie can make $500 million and break even, we're good. These are his words. As long as Superman makes its money back, it's a W for him. So when I heard him say that, I was scared and I felt like, all right, this guy clearly doesn't give a shit about Superman. Peter Safran forced him to do Superman. He didn't want to do Superman. He turned down Superman in 2018. All right, this is a guy that doesn't like Superman, but here it is. Another director, another showrunner that hates Superman and will make him look bad on camera. Zack Snyder did it first. Now James is here. It's a sad state of affair that we live in, guys. It sucks. But moving on, you're shortening the theatrical window. I understand why, for all the reasons I said in the last 30 seconds. But the reason why he's shortening the window is because he said Peacemaker's coming out on HBO Max. And he wants people to watch that instead. Because Peacemaker means more to him than Superman. Peacemaker on a television show, which is HBO Max, a streaming service, the silver screen, the gray screen, because it's not even silver, it's not even on TV, it's on the streaming. So let's call that the gray screen. You're forcing Superman out of its theatrical window, costing it tens of millions of dollars effectively, just so you could promote Peacemaker on a streaming service. This doesn't make sense to me. I was pissed. I was livid. These are not the actions of a studio head. A studio head does not make these type of decisions. A studio head does not kibosh a theatrical film, one that means if you don't make money, the whole universe is scrapped, put that at risk just so he could appease himself with Peacemaker because he has a love and an affinity for it. He has a love and affinity for these raunchy, degrade, stupid, non-loving characters that don't mean nothing, that he could just play around and have his wife and his friends hang out, drink beer between set scene transitions, so we can have a blast and high five people. This is not how you run a studio. But what is Peacemaker like? It reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a lot of similarities overall from top to bottom between Peacemaker and Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad and Creature Commandos. A lot of characters, a lot of little colors, F-bombs, raunchiness, comedy, a little titty action, and very surface level writing. This is the formula that James Gunn has created. And I really want you guys to pay attention to what I've been saying for the last 7 years on Jody's Corner, is that there's only one man that's responsible for the ultimate MCU formula. It's not Kevin Feige. It is one James Gunn. In 2014, he released Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's the first time that Kevin Feige realized, I don't need these A-list heroes. You could just throw D-list characters into phase 2, have comedy, have some action, and have some music and kumbaya, and people will love it. Kevin Feige was very much the real hardcore comic book adaptation, superhero, make you tingle producer. It wasn't until James Gunn released Guardians of the Galaxy that Kevin Feige said, wow, this worked, because Guardians of the Galaxy won over audiences. Rotten Tomatoes scores is up. Movie money was up. The box office was high on that movie. So he's like, wow, let's do this some more. That's how you got your Ant-Man. That's how you got your Thor Ragnarok. And the rest is history. The creator, the inventor, like Edison and Tesla were to electricity and powering and everybody else with the inventor of the MCU formula was none other than James Gunn. I was very naive to believe that this man who created the MCU formula would come to the DCU and do something different. And that's on me. But no more. No more. What he's done with Peacemaker, which is Guardians. What he's done with Superman, which is Guardians. What he's done with the Creature Commandos, which is Guardians. And what he did with Suicide Squad, which is Guardians. There was no way that he was going to affect the one movie in the DCU that I said was going to be the best of Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. It wasn't Superman. Even while I was promoting Superman, I was still telling you there's one movie that I think is going to be better than Superman. And that's Craig Gillespie's Supergirl. I believe that Craig Gillespie, who knows how to direct female-led movies, a la I, Tonya, a la Cruella, I said, this director I could get behind. He understands. Supergirl's in good hands with him. There was a red flag. Anna Nogueria, she's the writer for Supergirl. What had my eye on her is that without any filmography at all, without any motion picture movie releases in Hollywood, nothing but a short story, James Gunn would give Anna Nogueria 3 major motion picture films to be the writer, the exclusive writer of these movies. I'm like, who is Anna Nogueria? I have a video that dissects her, what she's about, and the only product that she's ever written, starred in, and I believe directed, her short film that's about 12 minutes long. I'll put the link down below. Here's an actual card right here to go to watch that whole video so you can yourself decide whether you think that she's going to be a good writer for the DCU. So without me knowing anything about her, she gets Supergirl. James gave her Teen Titans. James also gave her Wonder Woman. In what world does a woman with very little experience, almost no experience writing films, get 3 tentpole movies? That's like the equivalent of an intern making partner in the first week. These things don't happen unless there's like bread being buttered, or there's some family ties, relationship ties, some other type of ties that would give her this exclusive deal. I mean, it's unheard of. Even Patty couldn't get her Wonder Woman 3 until 2 came out. So she didn't even get her 3. So it's crazy to me where a woman could get this much power and control over the DCU. And we know who James Gunn is. James is the type of person that uses nepotism to his favor. His wife, his brother, Sean Gunn, in all of the Gaurdians movies. His wife is all through Peacemaker. A lot of the friends and family that he does movies with, he keeps in a circle. They're in reoccurring roles. Guy Gardner is played by Nathan Fillion, who's a close friend to who? James Gunn. Now Nathan Fillion was all in Superman, and guess what? He's all in Lanterns now. Reshoots, more Nathan Fillion, guys. My greatest fear became a reality once I seen the Supergirl trailer. I'm looking at the Supergirl trailer and I'm looking at Guardians of the Galaxy 4. 4! That's what I'm looking at. Guardians of the Galaxy Part 4. Another one. This isn't even directed or written by James, but it's another one. That's when I knew. It's not just what James writes and directs will be trash and MCU. It's anything that he oversees. Craig Gillespie doesn't look like he spent a second behind the camera of this movie. It looks like James Gunn himself wrote and directed this bad boy. The set design, the costume design, the look, the same type of music, old 80s music, that same shtick was all throughout that trailer, and none of it really highlighted who Supergirl is. Because it doesn't matter who Supergirl is. Because you're going to get nice comedy, great action, some bright colors, dangling keys, and you're going to love it. Your general statement is going to be, I liked it. It was fun. And that's all he's going for. He doesn't give a shit if you know about Supergirl or not. And I see right through this man. Craig Gillespie got hold in his own movie. James Gunn is micromanaging these projects. He has his hands in all the cake batter. He's like the freaking, whoa, my strong hand, my germs, all in the mashed potatoes.
Just about done. I'm just gonna give him one quick.
My germs. My germs.
My germs.
Craig Gillespie's like, action. James Gunn is like, nah, my germs. Let me get it. Do it from this angle. The Batman Part 2, oh my God. I have so much hype to see the Batman Part 2 when I had zero hype 2 years ago. I didn't want Reeves to even come back. But James Gunn's foolery in the DCU has been the most best marketing and promotion that can ever be done for the Batman Part 2. I can't wait. All of the news that I'm hearing from the Batman Part 2 is nothing but news that I like to hear. Scarlett Johansson, the rumor about Brad Pitt, about narratives and story, people that are going to show up, who they want as Robin. All of that is the exciting pop culture stuff that I like to hear. Not stupid Peacemaker, Guardians of the Galaxy everywhere I look, and MCU. The Batman Part 2 is going to remind me of a time when DC actually cared about their heroes and showed you that they can be serious, also at the same time entertaining. I'm already tired of James Gunn in the DCU because he is manipulating franchises that he himself doesn't touch. But he is touching them, isn't he? I wish I could be a fly on the wall backstage when Craig Gillespie was trying to make some scenes and James was on stage doing their, picking at his little goatee piece right here. Sitting there trying to kibosh people. I really don't like this man professionally. I definitely don't like him personally because he lied on me. This is the person that's running the DCU. The state of the DCU is a very bleak one, so long as James Gunn is running the show. I have to address some of the Snyder boys. I gotta address some of the Snyder cult. I gotta address some of the Snyder stands. You guys would easily call me a hypocrite like a lot of you guys have. A lot of you guys said, this is what you get, Jody. You wanted James Gunn. You wanted the MCU. You wanted this goofy crap, and now it's too late. Now you want Snyder back. Too late. Ha, ha, ha. Who? Who wants Snyder back? You and your cult can get the hell out of here too. I don't give a frick about Snyder. He can stay gone. I don't want him back. Reject the Snyder cult. Don't get it twisted. But you were right about one thing. I was wrong about James. Even though I gave him benefit of the doubt, I was wrong about him. I gave him a chance. He effed it up. You guys were absolutely right about who James Gunn was. But I'm not going to trust you. I'm not going to believe you. You guys are the boy who cried wolf. When the boy cries wolf for the 4th time, guess what? He got 8. And I'm going to let you get 8. I'm not going to trust or believe you. So obviously what you guys say don't matter. But I had to find out for myself. A clock's right twice a day, even if it's broke. Wait, a broken clock is right twice a day. There it is. I just couldn't believe what you guys were saying. But you guys were right. I'm a man. I could tell you guys that. You were right. I was wrong about James. But that doesn't mean I want the Snyder cut back. That's toxic too. And it's funny how people are like, you wanted Snyder gone. Now you want James gone. What's up, Jody? You can't be happy with nothing. Let's go ahead and address this stupid logic. If you get a girlfriend when you're 15 and she cheats on you and she breaks up with you, right? Then you want to get a girl that treats you right. You meet a new girl at 17. She seems sweet, innocent, and beautiful. You're with her for 2 months and you realize she's a hoe. She mistreats you, she cheated on you, and she dumped you too. Now you've been dumped by 2 girls. What do you do now? Do you give up? Is it your fault? Do you give up looking for girlfriends? Do you not want a girlfriend no more? Do you just quit? No, you keep looking until you find the right one. Those 2 bitches was hoes. It's the same thing with this director situation. Snyder wasn't a good fit. James wasn't a good fit. Does that mean I stopped looking for it? No. We need to get somebody who's a good position and a good fit to run this DCU. But I'm telling you, this is no smoke to James Gunn fans, and it's really no smoke to Snyder fans. This is all about making DC a great place. If you're a Snyder fan, you can't deny that many people don't want you here. You can't deny that Snyder got a lot of things wrong. If you're a James Gunn fan, you cannot deny that James is not doing things the right way, that James got things wrong. While James did things right, Snyder did things right. Overall, we're not united. And the fact that Lanterns looks like it does is a travesty in itself. I made a scoop, along with my Waller scoop, that the Lanterns, they're going to have no powers for most of the show. And it's looking that way. Guy Gardner's going to be all up in this. You showed me 2 men on a desert road looking in the mirror, walking down the street as the only promotion for Lanterns for over a year. and then you release a little teaser of a teaser that's like 7 seconds long that shows them on that same very dirt road that got them to have to walk in that picture in the first place. Get this man, James Gunn, the hell out of here, bro. Overall, DC's in trouble until it's not. And I do want Paramount to own Warner Brothers. This whole Netflix deal, you guys think Netflix is going to own it? They're not. It's not happening. Paramount will be the owners of Warner Brothers Discovery, whether it's when it's all said and done. Whether it's in 3 months or 13 months or 2 years, it will happen. And when that happens, I hope and pray that James Gunn is not the man at the helm anymore. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Jody Joe.